Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of the weekly playlist. It's Friday, so that means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I have been playing during the week. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on these games. I'd also like to hear your guys' thoughts, your opinions on the games, whether you played them before, what you liked about them, maybe what you didn't like about them. I want to hear what games you guys have been playing because you guys give me some great ideas on games to check out when I hear about the games you guys are playing. So I really appreciate that. And if you have any recommendations on a game you think I should check out, let me know because you guys always do recommend some really good titles. And I'm always looking for new games to experience and play that I might not have ever checked out before. So always appreciate any recommendations you guys have. I'm still on a Xbox One kick. This whole last 2 months, I've been just playing a lot of Xbox One games, as I have a massive backlog of Xbox One games to get through. So I've been focusing a lot of my time and energy on playing Xbox One titles, and I've got two games to share with you guys. And this first one, I actually started playing last week, and I'm continuing my work on it, and that is Prey, which is a 2017 Prey. This is completely different. It's not related to the old 2006 or whenever the old Prey came out on the Xbox 360 and PS3. They're not related at all, other than the name, completely different stories and characters and everything. But this game is amazing. My brother actually recommended it to me, told me that Prey was awesome. I had picked it up for at Christmas at Family Video. My wife got it for me. Wonderful game, awesome first-person shooter, has RPG elements, and I am just absolutely loving the game. The game really feels and plays a lot like the Bioshock games, which is awesome. I love those Bioshock games. It also has kind of like a Dead Space feel to it with the horror elements and everything. And you get kind of like some of the Thing. If you guys ever watched the old movie, The Thing from the 80s, that movie was awesome. I kind of get vibes of The Thing in this game with some of the aliens that you fight, which is pretty cool. And just overall, I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm so glad I decided to pick it up, take my brother's recommendation, and actually play because it is a fantastic game. So I'll give you guys a little brief uh, idea of what the story is. I don't like to ruin story, but give you guys a little bit general idea of it. So your mind, the station, Earth itself, nothing is safe from the alien threat. So obviously, you fight aliens. So you are Morgan Yu, lead scientist aboard Talos One, working on a scientific breakthrough meant to alter humanity forever. As the first test subject, you are granted incredible powers at the cost of a fractured memory, but the experiments have gone awry, and hostile alien organisms have overrun the station. As you uncover the secrets of your past, you must see your mind bending powers and unique weapons to decide the fate of Talos 1 and all of humanity. So it's really cool. So at the beginning of the game, you actually get to choose if you want to be a male or female Morgan Yu. So you can play either male or female, which is great. I do like games that give you choices, so I played as the male Morgan. Just preference. I like to play as guys, but I'll play as females in games too. It doesn't really bother me. But I picked that one. And unlike I had talked about when I had played Mass Effect Andromeda, which had a choice like that, you actually were able to alter the appearance of the main character, just eyes and hair color and all that kind of stuff. This you cannot. So the characters are locked into what they have. You just play as them. You don't change anything on them other than male or female. That's it. So it's not as there's no character creator like there was in Mass Effect Andromeda, but that doesn't detract at all from the story. I do like to have games that have good story and character focus and stuff, and that this game is definitely one of those. Another really awesome thing I like is that this was actually a pre-order bonus version that came with some DLC when you pre-ordered the game, which Family Video never gives out the codes. They just leave them in the case that's on the game shelf, so I was able to redeem it, and I got some cool stuff, so I'll let you guys know. I got it's the Prey Cosmonaut Shotgun Pack, so I got the Margrave Shotgun, which is a better version of the shotgun that's in the game. It came with some ammo and plants to make ammo, which is great. 2 medkits, three three TranStar Neuromods, which are what you use to upgrade. We'll talk about those in a minute. The Recycler Shielding Chipset, and some starter fabrication materials. So it was great to get all that stuff because it's definitely helped make the game a little bit easier, especially in the beginning, as the game can be pretty tough when you're just starting out. So that's great. I really loved the prologue intro level to the game. It was really awesome. The music was just amazing and had a nice little twist to it. So it was really cool playing through that. I don't want to ruin what it's like, let you guys experience yourself. But let me just tell you, guys, it was just awesome experience. I'm really loving the game. have a nice variety of weapons in the game to fight enemies. So if you start off with a wrench, which is the melee weapon, the main one you use, but then you can get shotguns, you can get pistols, and other weapons like that, which is really cool. I really like, some variety to the weapons because some obviously do more damage to others, and then you also have powers and stuff that you can unlock to fight the aliens and the enemies and stuff that are in the game, which is really cool. Of course, as you play through the game, it actually gets more difficult, and you get stronger enemies and stuff that spawn versus the initial enemies that you battle. So that's also another thing that's great about it. It does get harder as you play through the game. Now, the game does have several different difficulty levels, and they have uh, updated the game and added some new ones. They added a super easy one, which is called like story mode, which is going to be really easy, mostly playing it just because you want story mode. But then there's like a hardcore mode that makes the game super hard, and then you can also turn on another mode that makes it even more difficult with making resource management key, and really enemies do more damage, that kind of thing. You have less health, and makes it a really difficult game. And I'm just playing it on the normal difficulty level, and I'm still getting a decent challenge with it, and it's been fun, and I'm absolutely loving the game. I really like the concept of being able to upgrade your character with these things called neuromods, which go into your brain and actually, make your character stronger or faster, or get different powers and stuff using these neuromods, which is a really interesting concept and idea for leveling up your character that I like. Like, you're physically altering your character to earn these powers. Like, if you want to be better at combat or better at healing or something, you're injecting yourself with these neuromods that rewire your brain and make you a better fighter, better person, that kind of thing. So I thought that's really cool. You also can unlock alien abilities from the aliens and get some of their powers and stuff, which I also like too, which is just cool. Another thing I really like about this game is that there's multiple endings to the game and different things you can do to change the endings. So I don't know how many different endings there are, but I do know that there are a few different ones. So that's cool. Makes you, want to be able to replay the game and everything. And because of that, I like to have strategy guides and guides to help beat these games. And they do have a strategy guide. So I did pick up the collector's edition Prey strategy guide for my birthday. Thanks to my brother, he gave me some money for my birthday, and I picked up. So you guys will see this in my next pickups video, which I'll go over all the stuff I got for my birthday. But I love it because this strategy guide is filled with all kinds of detailed information about the enemies, the different types, the weapons, tactics. And one of the great things I really love about it is it has details about playing through the story and maps and stuff to find things. Because I like to play through the story, and I don't like to use the strategy guide like to unlock story stuff, but at the same time, I like to go through this, like do the maps and stuff, and so I don't forget anything and lose anything. I like to do everything I can because this has the main story you follow and play through with Morgan Yu, but then also has side quests and stuff that you can do. And there are some stuff you would miss if you aren't taking the time to look around and explore and all that kind of stuff. And so this is just a great resource to have for playing a game like this that that have tons of hours of content and a lot of great stuff to do with it. So I'm so happy I have this strategy guide because this is becoming very helpful, and I always love having these guides when I play games like that. So glad to have those. So just loving this game, getting further along in it. The music is awesome. The atmosphere, sometimes the music will get real dark, and just keeps you on edge, and stuff will jump out of things. Creatures will jump out of nowhere, and it can freak you out at times. And if you play with this on the headphones, like I do on my Xbox One, I have some nice Turtle Beach headset on it. It's great having that surround sound and stuff. Some of the earliest enemies you guys fight are these little aliens they call mimics, because those things can actually uh, turn into like objects, like a coffee pot or a coffee cup or a chair or a table or something, and just hide in plain sight. When you get close to them, they jump out and attack you, and that has freaked me out a few times, like not paying attention that there was one there, and it just like jumped, and I had to beat the shit out of them with the wrench. So those little enemies, I recommend using melee because ammo and resources and stuff are kind of scarce, and when you learn these plans, these fabrication plans, you actually have a fabricator where you can actually create your own ammo, you can create your own weapons, you can create your own stuff to use in the game. And by doing that, you have to have resources to create that stuff. And so you actually can break down stuff you find, like food or something, and break that down into resources that you can use to make other stuff. So I really like that aspect too of the game, of being able to buy stuff, find stuff and break it down and create new stuff for yourself. And you can play the game you want to, the way you want to. Do you want to spend it all and build a bunch of ammo and go with guns blazing, or do you want to be more stealthy and stuff, which I really like. The other thing I like is that the game isn't just set up linear. You can do things at your own pace. Obviously, you have to follow the main story, but the game gives you obstacles and objectives, and then it's up to you to figure out how you're going to do it. Like, oh, there's a locked door, but there's more than one solution to get into that locked door. Do I go find the password for it and unlock it that way, or do maybe I hack the door with my security ability and I hack into it, or maybe I find a secret entrance into it by going through a hatch and open it up and go through like a service hatch and get into the room that way. Or maybe even you come up with some creative ideas like, man, I could actually walk over, go up another level and hop down and then crawl along a shaft and jump into where that room is. So I do like that it rewards players for coming up with unique ideas and ways to get around stuff. You also have this really cool weapon in the game called a glue gun, which shoots this gluey glob stuff, and you can actually build stairs and stuff on a wall, and you can actually create paths to get around to stuff, so you can really explore the areas you normally wouldn't be able to in these kind of games, because that allows you to create your own pathways to places and really opens up the game. So the game definitely rewards you for exploring and coming up with creative ideas and ways to solving problems. So great solutions you come up with in your own, which is something I really like, and it's really interesting aspect to the game. Great game. Of course, the further along you get in the game, the more difficult it can be. And I like that, the station is basically set up like there's a big main like hub you get to eventually, and then that makes you go to other areas of the station, and you can progress the story and do side missions and stuff. And then, of course, as you progress further through the story, the game just gets harder and harder. So this is definitely one of those games I would like to beat and get different endings. So beat it a couple different times. Once I beat it, I'll put it down and then eventually come back to it. But I'm really liking it. I think you guys should check out Prey. Wonderful game for the Xbox One, PS4 and stuff. Great game. I think you guys should check, especially if you're a fan of first-person shooters and you like having RPG elements in it. This is definitely one of those games, so check it out. The other one we're going to talk about here is I have this Bioshock Collection. I was playing the original Bioshock that was ported over to Xbox One. So it says, return to the cities of Rapture, Columbia, and experience the award-winning Bioshock franchise like never before. Bioshock Collection retells the journeys of Bioshock's universe, beautifully remastered in 1080p. So it's remastered now. I do know that it looks a lot better than the Xbox 360 versions, but it's not like a giant, huge graphical leap. But it still does have really good graphics, especially when you start the very first game. The water effects and the fire and everything look real nice. Like, the graphics are just amazing. The water does look really good, and so does the fire. So that was really cool. I had not played the Bioshock series in a long time, especially the first game. Like, it's been years since I played that. I beat it a couple times on the Xbox 360. There's a couple different endings you can get in the game, and so I've just been having an absolute blast with this game. Great game. I wish I had my strategy guide with me, but it's boxed up. So I've been using a guide on my phone to help me get it, because there's a lot of stuff in this game you can miss if you don't take your time and explore. It's great because you get sent down to an underwater city, which is really cool. So if you've never played the Bioshock series, you definitely owe it to yourself to give them a try. It's really cool. It's unique. It's a first-person shooter again. It has RPG elements and stuff, and I told you like how Prey plays similar to how this game is. This game is just great. Ugh, sorry, guys. It's kind of late here, real early in the morning here on Friday, so I'm a little tired at the moment. I have a little heartburn as well, but great game. I'm so glad that I decided to give this a shot, and that I picked up this Bioshock Collection. This is all three Bioshock games, and it has all the DLC in it too. So this also has the Museum of Orphan Concepts Challenge Rooms, which I never downloaded any of the DLC for any of the Bioshock games on Xbox 360. So it's great having them here in this collection. Now, basically, the story is you're in a plane, you end up crashing, and then you make your way down to this city, which is called Rapture. and you have to uncover all the shit that's going on in this underwater city. And you encounter all kinds of unique enemies, which they call splicers, or people who are like changing their DNA and stuff with these plasmid technology. Like you can give yourself power to like with electricity, or you can get like fire. There's all kinds of unique powers, which is really cool. So it really comes to combat. You don't have to just use weapons. You also have like powers you can use, which is cool. And then you can upgrade that stuff. So it's something I really like. There's also these huge enemies, which it doesn't show it on here, but on back here they're called Big Daddies. They're like these big diving suit dudes, and they run around with these little girls that collect what's called Adam, and it's like a resource that's in the game that you can use to upgrade yourself. And these little sisters, the little girls are in the game, are protected by the Big Daddies, and you gotta take down the Big Daddies so you can grab the little sisters and take their Adam from them. And you can either save them and you get 80 Adam, or you can just harvest them, kill them and take all their Adam from them, and you can make yourself even stronger. And doing, saving the ones will get you like a good ending, and if you don't save them, get you a bad ending. And then there's a variation if you do different things. So really cool concept. It's really neat having the game underwater. It looks great, and there's sometimes where the water will come in and stuff, and when you look out, you get to see this cool city that's underwater and see a huge ocean and creatures and stuff moving around, and it just looks realistic, like looking outside, like how it would look if you were underwater looking outside. It could be kind of wavy at times and stuff like that, and it's just awesome. And I really love the graphics on this. Definitely updated well. Voice acting is done well. Everything that made the Bioshock series great. It's still in these ports of it on the Xbox One and PS4. Such wonderful games. Great first-person shooters. Definitely think you should give this a try. It's a fairly cheap collection now. I see it locally for like under $15, and you get 3 wonderful games. And so almost done beating the first Bioshock, and then I'm going to go through and beat Bioshock 2, and then eventually beat Bioshock Infinite. But such a wonderful series, and I'm so glad that I decided to go back and check it out. And after all these years of not playing it, since I did on the 360, and playing that Prey game just really reminded me of that, because you start out with a wrench in this game, just like you like Prey, started out with a wrench like this, and you got shotguns, you got handguns, you got machine guns and stuff, and then you've got all the different powers, and like I said, with the fire power, electric power and stuff. And you can use the environment too. I like that. You can use the environment to your advantage. Like if there's an enemy in the water and you throw lightning down in the water, it'll actually shock and you can fry them, which is cool. Or if there's like somewhere ice like built up, you can actually melt it and create openings into doorways and stuff. And this also rewards you for coming up with ways through challenges and stuff. You got boss battles and stuff like that, and it's just overall a great game. And I'm so glad that I decided to go back through and play Bioshock again. Just a great game that I'm loving. So we'll do our quick little recap like we always do. We talked about how Prey was such a wonderful horror game. It reminds me, like I said, like the Bioshock games, kind of like Dead Space mixed in with some of the Thing and Alien and stuff. And you're fighting alien creatures. Your character is Morgan. You can play as either male or female, and you go through the story. Things you can upgrade yourself, and different ways you play the game. It throws all kinds of different challenges at you, and it's up to you to come up with creative solutions to get around certain problems. Like maybe a door is locked, but you have 3 or 4 different ways to unlock it or get around that lock and get into other areas of the map, which is something I really love, and I definitely think you guys should check out Prey. And then of course we talked about original Bioshock here. I have the Bioshock Collection. Loved the Bioshock series. I played it on Xbox 360 first, beat it a couple different times, and now I wanted to revisit it because I've been playing that Prey game, and it just reminded me so much of Bioshock. Has a great story, another first-person shooter, definitely worth it. So let me know if you guys have played the Bioshock or Prey, and what your guys' thoughts are on one of them. Of course, I'd like to hear what games you guys have been playing, and if you guys have any recommendations on a title you think I should check out, let me know, as you guys always recommend really fun titles, and I love interacting with you guys. I want to thank you for watching. Take care. Have a great day, and Sleepy will see you next time.